On this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet, we talk all things Mitch Beer Racing, including a preview of November 4s as she heads to Randwick on Saturday. A big team of runners head to the Sapphire Coast and Albury. We talk Mitch's lack of ability on the golf course. Will Freedman dropped in, and of course, the famous staking plan. That and much, much more on this week's episode of A Beer and a Bet. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Beer and a Bet. I'm Mick Gannon. This is Mitch Beer. G'day, Beery.
Gano, what's happening?
Mate, living the dream. We just had a runner up at Wyong. She looked all right, didn't she?
One for the Black Book, Shalook. Yeah, super. She was about as fat as me leading into her first up run. She trialled really well, but yeah, just peaked on her run there the last 100 meters. I think she ran fifth, beaten a couple of lengths, but she'll improve out of sight. You're looking forward to her second up run. First up last preparation, she turned her head in the gates, walked out of the barriers, got beat 20 lengths and went back to the trials. So we're a long way in front this preparation. But she's been a little beauty. Like, we paid 25 grand for her at the Broomere sales, half to a stakes horse, as a maiden. And I think she's earned like 120 grand now. She's won like four. And she'll win another couple this preparation. So yeah, she's been a little ripper.
Love that. Yeah, nice little start. Definitely in the Black Book. Looking ahead here, maybe they're going to preview a few runners over the weekend. Randwick, Sapphire Coast and beyond. Bit of a track work whisper. New little, we call it a segment in the potty here. Welcome to the stable. We've got a few new additions to the stable this week. And of course, the open day will touch on that and the staking plan. Steph sent through her staking plan. And if you jumped on Herb, it'd be have full pockets. So hopefully we can repeat the dose there. But Beery, kick us off. I got a message here from a Jay Moss suggesting that recent performance at Cabramatta Golf Course was possibly the worst in recent history.
If it was a race, I'd have an embargo for poor performance and go back to the trials. You know what? I've normally got Mossy's measure on the golf course, and I just think I let my guard down. I just think I went there just thinking no prep, just thinking I had him on toast. And Mossy and his 16-year-old son absolutely destroyed me. And yeah, it was not pretty. It was I spent more time in the bunkers than Saddam Hussein. So it was a very, very average day at Cabramatta. Topped off worse by I copped a massive tip. Mitchy Lloyd from Patriot said, mate, Cabramatta, they do the best Chinese feed. It's like going to Yum Cha. So teed off at 9, walked in at 1, just absolutely starving. No, kitchen closed Monday, Tuesday. They had a couple of cheese and ham sandwiches behind the counter that had been there since grand final day. So it was just the most putrid day. And I drove back, got back here at 2:30 and helped do the afternoon shift and fed up. So we've had no runners. I got my ass handed to a golf. It's been a shit week, to say the least.
Yep, good stuff. We're hoping to turn it all around. And November 4 is a horse that... well, she just keeps turning up, putting in there, and similar to the Great Northern you have got in your hand there. In the midway, she's $8 into, well, nearly $3.80, would you believe?
I hope she's a bit better than that Great Northern that I'm having. I hope she's got a lot more upside than that. But yeah, again, I mean, she's just a prime example of how great racing is here. I mean, she's earned 60 grand. More than 60 grand this prep, hasn't won a race, yeah. Second, third, in really good pride. And she's honestly, like, you're trying to find that length or two, but she's probably just running into her best and finding one or two better. She's not the most talented mare, but she's super honest. And, she's just been placed where she can give her all, but gets a dry track, which is probably a little bit of a downside. I think a huge advantage for her is the softer tracks, and she's drawn a little bit wide, but young Molly Burke knows how to let one run along and gets in really good at the weight. So doesn't know how to run a bad race, and she's surely deserved. But I could get enthusiastic if the $8 was still about, but I think 370 is ridiculously short. I couldn't be backing her at that.
Yeah, I think if you want to have a bet on November Falls, you might get closer to sort of $6 come Saturday. So just be patient there. But look, great booking of Molly Burke. Not a lot of pressure. Your man Will Freedman suggests they're going to be aggressive on Jeremiah Beach. I said, do your best, son, because you won't be going past Molly. And
He'd do that out of spite. He'd
yeah,
do it out. He'd do it
yeah,
out of spite. Will
yeah,
Freedman. That's just him. But you know the great thing is because I pod him so much
yeah.
on this podcast, he tunes in every week.
Good.
It's great.
Well, it's
He's
good to
just
have
waiting.
it's good to have 1,001 listeners, young fella. So you keep tuning in. Hey, speaking of horses going around, last start winner River Frost goes to Kembla Grange, drawn barrier 10, Karai Keatings.
Yeah, he was super. First up, no trial at Maruya. Jumps up a bit in class. I reckon there's only two or three really strong chances, and the rest it's a very even sort of race. So he's had one run here, which was one of the more sickening beats you'd ever see. In fact, James Innes Jr. just got off the bench for his ride on it. He saw me. He had a return to the Mitchby Racing Silks on the weekend, and he said, "I'm off the bench." And I said, "Wow, you're in the white shorts. You're not playing a home game. You're off the bench, but you're not on the full list yet." So, yeah, he'll run well. Would like it if one of the two major chances came out, and then that race really opened. So Will Freeman's actually look at that. He's
Unbelievable.
just
Get him on.
well, I'll put you on loudspeaker. You wouldn't believe this. We're doing the podcast with Gano, and you're live on it after me just slaying you like 3 minutes ago. The irony of this.
You have to speak up, young man.
No, you don't want to hear it anyway. I'll have to save whatever you're ringing me to rant about for later. All right, I'll ring you back when I've had a couple of beers. See ya.
He's ringing you to say he's Gano serious.
He's like he's like got the sixth sense. That kid.
He does, doesn't he?
Like Beetlejuice. If you say his name, 3 times, he just appears.
Well, I did say to him, I said, take us on at your own peril. He said, Blinkers first time. I said, Molly Burke first time. So good luck to you. So
Yeah, good
maybe he's
luck.
a little nervous there. But yeah, River Frost rates really well. I think he'd be really competitive in that race, mate. So looking forward to
I
seeing
think the key to him
what he can
is
do.
the
Yep.
harder they go and the quieter you ride him,
Yep.
the better. So we've got a few races to look at Kembla to see how the track is playing, but plenty of speed, ride him quiet. He gets him good at the weights. He's a good each way chance.
Love that. Yeah, I'll be keen to have a bet on him. Obviously, those markets probably won't be out for a little while. Speaking of going to the races, Sapphire Coast on Sunday, there's about 6 horses accepted, I should say. Let's kick off with Highballer and Old Greg in race 4.
Well, they'll be top end and tails. Highballer gets out, rolls along, and old Greg will be out the back at his top for most of the way. So um, I think Highballer was great first up. Forget went around second up. It was a bit of a disaster. Gets back to 66 grade. If he can find front on speed, roll along, I think he's a terrific chance. Thought old Greg trialled super for a staying horse. He's come back terrific this prep. I normally kick him off over 14, but he's got a bit older and we've done a little bit more work with him. So obviously a mile is well short of his ideal trip. But if they go quick enough and there's a chink in the horses up on the speed, but he'll be getting home late. He was great to us down at the Sapphire Coast last preparation, winning the Sapphire Coast Cup, but another lap would probably suit him a bit better.
Yep, love that. Good to see him back. Order to charge in race 5. Are we thinking just jump, lead, and pray?
I'm thinking whatever you're thinking, Gano. That's your boy. You own him. He's here because of you. So, I mean, if he wins, I'll be taking the glory. And if he gets
Correct.
beat, you'll get another one of my texts. What'd you buy this for? Oh,
Blowing up
I can't
deluxe.
believe you sent me this.
Yeah.
So, typical trainer will be they're mine if they win, and they're other people's if they get beat. But key to him is finding the fence. It's a different horse. When he finds a rail, he's sweet. When he doesn't, he's like an unraced 2-year-old. He's a very weird horse. He finds a lot of confidence in the fence. So think he's got the speed to be there and cross. He's also in at Albury, but I think at this stage we'll probably head to the Sapphire Coast.
Yep, looks a very winnable race. He'll just jump, cross, and Lee McGrory on a border course doing some riding for us down there, which is great. So good to have Lee's support. He'll be definitely the best jockey going around down there. Mackenzie, a horse that obviously started quite a short price favourite in a super maiden. There's been some form come out of that. Obviously, he didn't show his best on that day, but I believe he's been back to the jump outs.
Mate, the blisters are nearly gone off my fingers after they got absolutely torched on him first up. But we've lost no faith in the horse. Took him back to the jump outs, put a crossover noseband on him, dragged him back, held him up, and then let him rip the last 200 or 300 meters of that jump out. He was terrific. First up, he was just got well above himself. There was a lot of commotion in the barriers. Alicia said he just sort of tensed up. And then they opened the gates. He took one breath and just ran. And as the data came through, he ran the second fastest first 600 meters for the entire meeting, and then just imploded on top at the top of the straight. So he's a far better horse than that. He's drawn well at the Sapphire Coast. He'll get a lovely run just in behind the speed. Again, Lee McGorian going down there to ride for us. I'm tipping we'll be able to get our first up money back. He can really gallop this horse. He might have a few quirks, but I think the crossover will help him a lot. And it's a big difference going to $100,000 super maiden on a Wednesday to the Sapphire Coast. I'm not taking him down there because I don't think he's good enough. I'm taking him down there because I want to get a win with him after a disappointing first up run.
Yep, love it. Sounds like you might be leading that way in your staking plan. Don't worry, I won't hijack it. We'll go race 7, Hurricane Thunder Vegas Dream. Will both of those be going around?
They're both in at Albury as well. So just going to have a look at weather. Hurricane Thunder's a bit better on top of the ground, I think, and Vegas drew wide down there and drew better at Albury. So just have a look at the weather patterns. Vegas Dream, I'm bringing back in trip. I don't think he's been running out a strong 1500. Took the winkers off, put a crossover on him as well. And yeah, Hurricane Thunder's going all right.
Love that. Very good. Magnolia Star Persista. Magnolia Star was okay at Narandra, sort of just led, and then it wasn't a bad experience for it going around.
Yeah, if it stays heavy, she'll run very well. I thought she was a little bit slow away, then got up on the speed, and then overdid a little bit. I know it was Narandra. It was a $50,000 race, and the winner, like she got beat 5.5, but the winner won by 4. Yep. So that margin's a bit deceptive. She actually went really well. Persista, if she brings her Kembla Grange run, she'll run really well. If she brings her Scone run, she'll struggle. So she's got to go down there. It's D-Day for her. The blinkers do go on for the first time, and she's trialled very well and run well on the softer going. But, I think she's really got to get her chance to put her best foot forward.
Absolutely love that. That's a wrap on our runners moving forward. Let's have a little chat about some track work whispers. Any horse that we should know about that's been working the hands off the clock? I know your man Kerry, he's got the stopwatch there, and he's doing his best work for you. Anything that's caught you by surprise, or anything jumping out of the ground?
E-Tracker Parker, we call him. I reckon he had 3 clocks going, one around his neck and one in each hand the other day. He's like a snake charmer clocking things. He's a guru. So what's been working well here? I'll run through a couple that I think have been. I love the way Fumiko settled in. I think she's a ripper for what we paid with her. Zipperlist has come on really well since his win at Newcastle. God bless him. He's drawn 87 and his 57th emergency, so he won't be going around this week. But might take him to the midway next week over 1400. I think he's a horse that's got really good ability. Had a couple of 2-year-olds jump out on Tuesday. Yeah, they really surprised me. Like they're not surprised me. Like they've been working well, but I didn't think they were forward enough to do what they did. And that was Naughty Sort, to Sort filly, half the Zipperlist that we didn't pay much money for as a weanling. And then I'm hoping for a good luck story. We've got a horse there called Only Falls Rush In, a little Shalar that we paid $5,000 for, and there's a lot of people in that horse that have had a bit of bad luck, and a few horses go amiss that we just put them in. And he jumped out enormous. So I'm rooting for him. I hope he can go on with the job. He looks like he's got good ability, and it'd be great. A lot of people that horse are really stuck solid through some bad luck in our stable, and it'd be great for him to step out. But yeah, they're going to both head to Hawkesbury and trial next Monday.
Absolutely love that. It's always good when you stick strong and you get a result. So can't wait to watch that horse. That'll be very, very good. Hey, bit of a welcome to the stable this week. A bit of a new idea. Steph Grantel having, putting the dotting the I's, crossing the T's, the final touches on these podcasts, making sure we just don't
Like
dribble
an
about.
AA meeting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People announcing them that, hi, my name's Greg. I've been with Mitch Beer Racing 3 months.
That's it.
And I need help.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think she suggested this is going to be better than our Uber stories or pizza delivery stories. And mind you, for those who missed it last week, that pizza was about what?
Hey, and thank
3 out
you.
of 30?
We had I had some ripping pizza tips.
Yeah.
Thank you to you all.
Off
Yeah,
the
had some.
emails as well. They were coming in. It was great.
Hey, yeah, yeah. No, it's more surprising though. Not so much that people give us feedback and actually, but just that people actually listen. You know what I mean? Like, that's the more shocking part.
You nearly fell off your chair when I sent you the numbers. It was ridiculous.
Can I just tell you one story quickly?
Please.
Went to X Golf on Sunday, right? I said I'd play around with a couple of the boys that work for us. The wind was howling in. I said, no, I'm not that dedicated, boys. No. We'll go to the indoor one.
Yeah.
Got some dominoes, had a few beers. Everything was great. So we set up. Young lad comes over, and they enter your names, and James, Harry, and he goes, "Oh, Mitch, is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm just here to have some downtime, man. I don't want to be signing autographs and getting selfies, He's like, "Oh yeah, Mitch Beer, I know you. Yeah, I thought that was you." And I'm gloating in it, and he goes, "Mate, I love the podcast." I said, "Oh yeah, that's terrific." He goes, "Yeah, footy and salts. It's an absolute ripper." He goes, "You got a couple of horses for them, don't you, mate?" I was like a pricked balloon. I went from
Oh,
here
wow.
to there. He absolutely, through no intention at all, he
Yeah.
just dropped me,
Brilliant.
and the day was ruined.
Brilliant. Shout out to the boys on the 2 Units podcast. Obviously,
Nah,
on top of the charts,
screw it.
where just scroll down, you'll be able to find us down there below. Hey, speaking of new additions to the stable, the Ole Kirk filly, Matt, Aaron, and James, Dean, Ryan, and the boys there. So welcome to that crew there. Sorry you've got to put up with us for the next probably 10 years of your racing life. Hopefully we can find you a fast one. The deep field filly, Matthew, Snitzel, Phil, and Stu. And written
Legends.
tycoon Paul and James again. So apologies in advance to all of you, but welcome aboard.
Welcome to the club. Your funds in the mail.
Yeah, absolutely. And a few additions to the stable. Gorillo joined you earlier in the week.
Yeah, Big G come up from Gavin Bedgoods. Thanks, Gav. He recommended me to train Gorillo. I don't know whether that's a stitch up or a leg up. We'll soon find out. But no, lovely big horse. Arrived in great order for the mailbag boys. Just chasing some softer tracks. Obviously, every second meeting in Victoria that's not in town is on the synthetic, so it doesn't suit all horses. But arrived in terrific order. Looking forward to getting him up and going. There's a lot of him. He's a big boy,
Big unit.
Settled in really well.
Good stuff. Looking at maybe the 10th of August. So pencil that in for your 10th, 17th of August. That time of the month.
Are we allowed to talk about? Are we allowed to talk about the one we brought yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Alicia
I
Roma.
didn't know. Yeah, Alicia Roma.
Oof.
Oof. I reckon.
Yeah.
It could be rocks or diamonds, but I'm going to put it out there. I reckon she could be the best value tried horse that we've bought in a couple of years. There you go. Happy to be wrong. Yeah. And I'm sure if she's no good, this will get snipped up and it'll be the intro to every podcast that we do. And it'll probably be your ringtone.
Yeah. 100%.
But sometimes you got to look beyond a really bad result. When it's too bad to be true, sometimes it's too bad. We've got Huggy in the podcast. special edition. Hey, hugs. But yeah, she could be an absolute pearler. Got beat 20 lengths its last start.
Yeah.
We had her fully vetted. We paid $13,000 for her, plus a few costs, but she SP'd like 750 in a $160,000 race her last start, which raced like a heavy 10. The winner, when Nash came right down the outside fence, it raced like a heavy 12. Her soft track form is nothing short of horrendous. She's going to have 3 or 4 weeks off, go down the beach, come back. Canterbury on a Friday night, she will go like stink off shit around there, and I can't wait. I can't wait to have her in work.
Love that. Just shoot us an email if you're interested to hear more about her. She is
I've even tipped the
she's
staff into
exciting.
her, so
You know.
if it's no good,
Yeah.
I will never hear the end of it. But the boys have been fanging to get in one.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll buy sharing this, we'll buy sharing this. And as soon as I brought it yesterday, I went out. I said, this is your one. So they're up and about. There will not be a better looked after horse here
Yeah, yeah,
than
yeah.
a couple of Irish lads owning 5% each. It'll be brushed and greased, and we'll have a pick for half an hour every day.
That's when you know. That's when you know. Good one to get involved. So shoot us an email if you're interested there. Hey, open day. Looking forward to that. Steph sent a few details across. Pizza,
No, no,
coffee cart.
no more, mate. We've hit like 120 or something.
Oh, we don't want any more people.
Mate, I, I thought the catering deposit was the catering bill, and Steph's like, yeah, no more. We're pulling no more advertising.
Love it. Pony rides for the kids as well. So that'll be good. A few horses going around. LA Kirk, Deep Field, Headwater Filly, and the Flying Artie Filly. So come on down. If you backed a few winners, now's the time. If you had something on Herb, now's the time to get involved because it's going to be exciting time
And
ahead.
everyone, I'd be good because um, Steph. Some people think Steph is AI. Like she's this
Yes.
behind the scenes. She's just elite. She gets everything done. She replies to emails like before I've even seen them. Um, but she's so good. She doesn't. She would not many people get to see her much because she's too busy just working. So looking forward to everyone meeting Steph and seeing what great job she does. And yeah, all the staff are going to be here. We are a pretty solid team. Yourself, yeah, just be great for people to also see their horse and meet other owners, like-minded owners that are in the same horses as them. I mean, ultimately, we like everyone being a part of one big team here, no matter what horse you're in. So be terrific to see everyone.
Yep.
But
Absolutely awesome.
please eat before you come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you haven't got your name in already, stop by Macca's or KFC on
Yeah,
the way through.
get something before you come. This is freaking me out, this catering bill.
Nah, it'll be good fun. Really looking forward to that, mate. Going to be a really good day. Hey, let's wrap it up with a staking plan. Kick us off. I'll give you $100 to spend, and I'd imagine about the moment you'd be sitting last, so you've got a bit of a job ahead of
How
you.
am I not in front of you?
Well, I tipped a $14 winner last week.
You tipped $1.60 thing that won the highway, like everyone else in Australia.
Herb,
Oh,
where have you been?
yeah, I forgot about
It's only
it.
your podcast,
Oh, I forgot about Herb, you dog.
mate. I've just gone.
I was cheering it on for Kerry Parker, my
Yeah,
lovely man, my neighbour. If I had known you tipped it, it would have been swinging off its tail.
yeah,
I
about that.
forgot about Herb.
Yeah.
Ah, bastard. I'm going to have 50 on Hurricane Thunder, whether it Aubrey or um, Sapphire Coast, wherever it goes, I'll have 50 on it, and I'll have the other 50 on Mackenzie.
Good stuff. Steph's having $100 on Kerguelen, Randwick Race 8, number
We have
4.
87 runners this weekend,
Yeah,
and Steph's, yeah, that's just great. And
she's
that's why she's in front.
she decided she doesn't want to stop one. I'm going to take it to Randwick Race 4. I'm not going to stop November Falls because I've done my best to tip her up and she's run second every time. I'm going to steer clear and hopefully she wins. I'm going to go race 4, number 3, Blackcomb. You're getting around $9. This horse gets to a dry deck and it's just that price is just silly, silly stuff. So back at each way, we'll get a result for sure. Anything else to add? It's been a nice little short and sweet episode.
No, that's it. I think if you spread the love this weekend, I think we'll jag a winner or two between a few different venues. Don't go silly, but I think if you had $5 on every one of our runners from Saturday till Monday, I think you'll come out in front.
Love that. Love it.
or you won't hear from me next week.
Yep. Love it. Golf day plans are very much in the works. We're nearly there. So we've had plenty
Oh
of people
yeah, yeah. We've come up with a ripping plan.
go
I
and hit
reckon
us.
next week we'll be able to. We haven't locked it away yet, but we're thinking the 13th of September here in Kembla. We play golf on the Friday. We go out for a succulent Chinese meal on the Friday night, and then there's a Kembla meeting here on the Saturday. And if that isn't tickling your fancy for a 24-hour period, I got nothing left to offer you.
You're in the
Nothing.
wrong. You're in the wrong stable.
Yeah, get out of the stable.
All right, good stuff. That is episode 8 of A Beer and a Bet. We'll be back next week.